I'm Jocelyn Spence, and I'm doing a project on live digital storytelling, which is using digital media when you're telling a story in normal conversation, like this, or if there were just two of us. What I'm looking at is seeing if you can have digital media be something you do rather than maybe something that you make. A little bit about me. Well, I'm talking faster than I thought I would. I'm from San Francisco, so I'm a little bit arty, I'm a little bit techie. I've got a background in film school, and a Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing. But then I worked in writing and editing on the web, and then e-learning, and then user experience design. So I've got this combination going on, and the thread has always seemed to be audience and storytelling, which you would think might lead me to digital storytelling, which is a very sort of fixed, hallowed way of telling personal narratives using digital, which is well and good, and I'm not knocking it, but you get a static artifact, a little thing that exists, and you go watch it or you don't, and that's it. Of course, you can always improve your capture. This is an image from a GoPro, which is this snazzy camera, and it really shows you how steep that mountainside is, or how fast that water is coming at your face. But you have a much, much snazzier static artifact still. Another thing you could think of course, is social networking. Not going to knock it again. It does what it does amazingly well. This is Memory Miner. This absolutely blew my mind. You've got video annotations and GPS and all sorts of interactivity. So if you go on a trip and you want to tell someone about it, you've got all these tools at your fingertips, but you've still got an interactive static artifact. You go create your little record of your trip, and then there it is. So I started working at the Digital World Research Center, or I should say studying at, not working. You might know my supervisor, David Froelich. And they're using participatory design to see how to use digital media in new ways in home and community contexts, like this digital busker, or Story Bank, which is a project where they went to India to create storytelling technologies for a semi-literate community. And there's also, one of my colleagues right now is out in the bush in South Africa doing a similar project, a slightly more complex project. And so I was thinking, this is amazing, I want to do this kind of thing. And what I want to do is I want to use performance as my starting point. Not performance like a stage and I'm going to perform Shakespeare for you, but like this gentleman is doing. He is currently becoming a locust by headbutting 50 lettuces. This is performance. I think this is fabulous. You also have to give a nod, if you're talking about technology, to performance artists like Stellark. He's all about perfecting the human body through technology, becoming a cyborg. He's made an entire career out of this. He's very famous in these circles. He does amazing things, but it's a bit macho for my taste, honestly. I'm not so much about perfecting the human through technology, but using it, like this guy does. This is Daniel Gosling, and this is a piece he did called Transformer. His sort of initial layer of performance was hitchhiking without sleep to the Arctic Circle. So he was performing with the people he was getting rides from and capturing a lot of stuff with audio and visual and video and whatnot, and then creating this web-based thing. There's a guy named Mike Pearson who took his own childhood photographs and did a performance telling the story of his own photographs to his own friends and family in his hometown. A lot of people have picked up on this idea and have been doing composites, like the different physical locations that this person lived in. Chris Darby, I think his name is. Simon Pope did this amazingly complex, I'd take 6 minutes and 40 seconds to do the whole thing, performance of many, many layers involving reminiscence, looking at paintings of trees that are no longer there, then taking writers out into those landscapes without the trees, then using the audio and the paintings and all sorts of stuff in these incredible performances. So I'm looking at how performers notice and contextualize things differently. You'll probably know this one. You know the face? They're not all coffee beans. There's a face in there. Do you see him? Yeah, that's what I want to do. And it's not just performance. You can also think in terms of sociology. A very famous example of a study done of people working in a bed and breakfast and how very differently they acted in the kitchen with themselves as opposed to coming out in the front rooms with the guests. So that's a kind of performance as well, this very basic conversational, one-on-one or a few on a few live conversation. So if you go out on a trip with some friends and you all have the same experience, how do you negotiate that memory with your digital media? You've all got a bunch of pictures. What if I don't agree with you about exactly what happened? And how do we tell that story to somebody else? These are my friends. This was the Danube. It was really awesome. And what I found was that you might actually need to separate these out, because if you're with people that were there with you, you need to start building detail. You remember that? You go, oh yeah, and then that happened, oh yeah. And then someone else walks in the room, and you need to start choosing what you're going to tell them. You're not going to tell your grandmother the same thing you're going to tell your best friend. And you're going to make kind of a point out of it. So you need to design separately for reminiscence, I think, and as for storytelling. So there's some great things going on the commercial level. Really, basically, you've got things like these handheld projectors. Simple problem, but it's solved. How do you get 8 people crowded around your iPhone to look at your picture and feeling like they have something to say about it, rather than just like that? This is an academic example. It's called 4 Photos. It's a combination of planned and sort of serendipitous photo display designed to be put on a table during a dinner party. So it's ambient. You can pick up on it. If it's interesting, everyone can see it, or then you can ignore it and have your conversation. You can also improve capture in interesting ways. This is an Arduino lily pad, collecting information from sensors using conductive thread. So you can wear this. This stuff is being done in so many amazing ways. I went on a workshop. It's very exciting. I wonder what my next slide is. I don't remember. Okay, so what I'm planning to do in this PhD is to look at how people are using digital media in live conversational storytelling. Like my crazy friends here, that's my birthday cake. That's my husband. And see if I can take the contributions of performance and bring them into human-computer action, and take the experience design and human-computer interaction insights into performance. Thank you.